Hello, and welcome back to Evil Genius. Well, I was giving something a try. Welcome back, Zachary Chopchinsky here. Welcome back to the lair. I feel like I should come up with a better name than the lair. He's shedding. Last time you guys may have heard me, offer my fat cat tie for people that could point me in the right direction of a spinning bow tie. Well, a lot of people did, and I don't really want to give my big guy up, so I'm including him in the video today. This is Ty. As you can see, he's quite fat. And he likes kisses. Don't you look a good kisses? Sorry. Cat lady. Oh, okay. I like the paw, like he'll bring, come to me. Too creepy? Okay, sorry. Back to what I was saying. Okay, so, again, welcome back to the Putrescent Oak Press. Zachary Chopchinsky here, the Bowtie author. We are in the lair, back on target where I was going. Nope. He was chewing on things. So, first and foremost, you guys may have noticed the nice little bow tie and suspenders match. Harley Quinn suspenders, actually, and the matching bow tie, given to me by a surprise gift by a really good friend, Jackie Wheeler. Another great author. You guys should check her out. Totes awesome. She also sent leggings that match this. I'm fairly certain they were for my wife. I keep trying to try them on, but my wife keeps squirting me with a squirt bottle when I try. It's a little weird. I mean, it makes more sense, but I'm like, oh, she sent me a bow tie and suspenders and mild lingerie. I don't know if thigh highs count. Anyway, I'll try them on at some point. So just wanted to bring my normal weekly video to you guys. I wanted to talk about a couple of things. One, two, one of the things that I actually want to talk about came from a recent review that I've had. I've been very fortunate to get lately some very good reviews that are more than just, they really like the book. These individuals took it upon themselves to really give constructive feedback, and I think that that's very, very important, especially in the indie author world. So I know a lot of the folks that are watching this, they're generally probably going to be an indie author. Most of my people are, but if you're not, that's something to always consider. If you ever find yourself in the fortunate case to be able to review a book or look at some things, constructive criticism is always appreciated. You might still make some of us cry. I'm a crier. I'll admit it all day. But it really, if you have a negative point or even a positive point, explaining what that point has done, where it's come from, really gives a good dense validity to it. And it really helps as far as, oh, I know why this is good, but now I really know why it's good. Or they didn't like this, and now I can see why they didn't like it, rather than I just loved it or I hated it. Especially if it's something that you don't like, because what that can allow us to do is not only judge if something is actually bad, or maybe stylistically that person didn't like it. So anyway, kind of getting off subject of that a little bit, just kind of wanted to throw that in there. One of the big things is one of my readers says, if you're not big into reading the prologues, which I'm generally not, which is strange, and I know a lot of folks are, but she recommended go ahead and do it. And I kind of wanted to do a little bit of a public service announcement, if you will. If you're reading a book, prologues, a lot of people end up skimming over them. I always encourage you to read them, especially now thinking back of, I will skip them a lot of times, but then sometimes when I reread a book the second time, I'll read the prologue and, oh, that's really cool. With my books in particular, especially with my first one, a lot of you folks might have read it and liked it, hopefully. And with my second one coming out, personally, stylistically, my prologues are a very integral part of the storyline. They may seem a little out of place, like all prologues do initially, but they definitely integrate later. And granted, all books do that. They're not just going to talk about, the best apple pie recipe, and then here's the Civil War. But I know that the prologues are always intertwined with it, but especially with my book and some other books that I've read, Just kind of throwing that one out there with my books and with some other folks I've read. Just make sure, check out those prologues a little bit. I know we all like to skim them, but especially with mine, I promise they will serve you well. What else? Kind of got too rambling here. A lot of my videos are kind of silly, as you've noticed. But I do want to get that real moment for a second and say, if you're watching this, or I'm fortunate enough to be able to bend your ear right now. I know things look dark. I'm not one for politics and stuff like that. I generally like to keep a lot of opinions to myself in a lot of different respects. Because when you have an opinion, you're always going to be right and you're always going to be wrong. And I don't necessarily like arguing without a reason. So a lot of times I will keep my personal opinions to myself, not necessarily to avoid like insulting people or things like that. But in a lot of cases, yes. But mostly because, I feel that when we have troubled times such as we're in right now, arguing amongst ourselves does absolutely nothing. There have been a lot of really bad things in the media lately, and we all know what I'm talking about. And I just want to say, hey guys, to my fellow authors out there, this is why we write. We write to create worlds. I don't know if you hear that thunder out there. We write to create different worlds and to kind of escape from things. And that's, I read to escape reality, and I write to create my own. And to all you folks out there that like to read, same premise. You read to escape. And I want to let you know that that's perfectly okay. And in these kind of dark times, I want you to kind of look to yourselves and find that happy place. If it's in books, if it's in art, if it's in writing, if it's in solace, your favorite Orange is the New Black, your favorite television show. Just remember that sometimes the world can get down, but there's always the next day. I promise, for every sunset, there is a sunrise. That's how that works. Life moves in circles. That's actually why I started the Putrescent Oak Press. If you guys have read my book, you'll kind of understand. I read and do a lot of research on things like reincarnation. And the Putrescent Oak Press came in a vision, kind of, you're walking through the woods, you're out in a field, and you see this giant dead tree. And you think, oh, that tree is kind of a mar. It just stands there and it does nothing, and it's just putrescent. It's rotting. There's nothing really to it. But in that rotting tree that there's nothing on it, it's just there. Inside, insects, reptiles, small animals, the ecosystem around it. Just because something seems to be dead, decrepit, and decaying doesn't mean that it can't be full of life, full of happiness, full of creation. And that's why my symbol of the Putrescent Oak Press has that beautiful dead oak tree with one green leaf on it. Because, sometimes things can kind of crash down, decay away, but there's always that hope, there's always that light, and there will always be something there. So, that's my real moment. I wanted to, take this time, if I'm bending your ear, to kind of put that out there. Look, guys, you know what I mean? Love one another. We all say it, and I know sometimes it's easier said than done, especially when I'm driving to work, have not had coffee, and you are going 3 miles an hour under the speed limit, and you know who you are. Every one of you does. Okay? Not cool. We're all trying to get there. But just remember, let the small things go. Don't sweat the small stuff. Just find your happy. Guess what? There's tons of happy to be found out there. So, just wanted to say that again. So again, check out prologues and books. Don't skip them, especially mine. I promise you won't be disappointed. Suspenders. God, I heard so much more. Like, you see guys in the movies doing it, and they'll get way out here. It just, right on the nipple. Especially with, these clip things. It's weird. So, bow tie author, again, Zachary Chopchinsky. Thanks for coming by the lair. I have my beta readers that are reading through my book right now. They're kind of tied up in the other room. And I'm making them read it. Just kidding, guys. But to my beta readers, those that volunteered, thank you for checking it out. For those of you that weren't able to participate this time, the book comes out, Curiosity and the Hounds of Auron, on August 26th. And for those of you that are on my mailing list, sweet, you're going to keep getting more stuff. And for those of you that aren't, come on, who doesn't want stuff? Anyway, you guys take care. It was nice speaking with you again. Okay, bye.